Hello, my name is Shane Ibbs, and I was asked to contribute something to Dying Matters Week. I myself have experienced several bereavements, and part of what I do in my professional life is I tell stories, and I thought that I would like to share a story with you. Long ago, in old Japan, there lived a man, Mr. Tanaka, and he was getting on in years. He lived alone in a small little house that was beside the local cemetery. He'd lived there most of his life. The neighbours thought it unusual that he didn't have a wife, for he was such a kind, nice, pleasant man. One day Mr. Tanaka didn't want to get out of bed. He felt unwell. He sent for a relative. His young brother's wife came with her son, and they sat with Mr. Tanaka. The window was slightly ajar, and a white butterfly flew into the room and landed on the pillow next to Mr. Tanaka's head. The boy very gently tried to shoo the butterfly away. It flitted up into the air and landed back down on the pillow right next to Mr. Tanaka's ear. It was as if it was whispering something to him. The boy once again gently shooed the butterfly away, and it flitted up into the air and came back down again on the pillow right next to his ear. The boy shooed the butterfly again, and the butterfly left and went out into the garden. And the boy followed it. He followed the butterfly all the way into the cemetery next door, and it landed on a grave. And the boy went over to the grave, and he noticed that the grave was kept very well, and there was a beautiful bunch of white roses. And then he read the inscription on the gravestone, and it talked of Akiko, a young woman who had died when she was young. The boy turned, went back to see how his uncle was. But while he'd been away, his uncle had died very gently in his sleep. And he found his mother beside his uncle's bed. And he said to his mother, "Mother, I've just been into the cemetery, and I came across a gravestone where the white butterfly was. And on it was the name of a young woman who had died long ago, called Akiko." "Ah," acknowledged his mother, with a smile on her face, which surprised him. "Akiko. She was to be your uncle's wife, but she died before they were married. That's why he built his house next to the cemetery, so that he could visit the grave every day and keep it in good order, and always replace the flowers with fresh flowers. It's why he never married, for he still loved Akiko." The boy thought about this, and then he realised the white butterfly. It was Akiko. She had come to him in his hour of need to tell him that everything would be okay. And he had passed away and joined Akiko. As is the never-ending cycle of life and death.